Our nervous system does what it's designed to do, which is to adapt to our environment, our thoughts, and sensations. And all of this is happening in your subconscious mind, which means that it's out of your conscious control. Which is why when you get stressed and your nervous system gets overloaded, your subconscious mind takes over and you go into old pattern thoughts and behaviors. And those things might not be in your best interest. What I'm talking about is when you get triggered or when you have this reaction to something that you wouldn't do if you were feeling in your right state of mind. The thing is that the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between good and bad. It basically just takes whatever response it has learned, mostly in childhood, or has adapted to through the environment, whether it be the physical environment, family, home, cultural, and other influences. The subconscious mind is basically like a supercomputer that is constantly taking in data from our environment through the body. When you have an overloaded nervous system, you are much more likely to default to old past patterns than being able to use your conscious choice and will to do something, make a choice and make a decision and act from a place of presence and awareness. A lit nervous system feels like tension, stress, exhaustion, overwhelm. Here are some ways that you can help to regulate your nervous system, and you can use these prescriptively in stressful moments, or you can regularly incorporate them into your daily routines. Number one is awareness, which means being able to recognize when you're exhausted, when you're tired, when you're starting to fume, and when you're feeling overheated, like you just need a break. The awareness is number one. Sometimes people will keep going, drink some coffee, pretend like everything's fine, have a drink, take some Xanax to go to sleep, wake up, take Adderall, do it all over again. My high achievers, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so overriding a stressed nervous system will 100% lead to burnout. So you need to be able to just first become aware of when you need a break. And when you recognize that, number two is breathe. Okay, taking deep breaths, deep belly breaths. You can actually just put your hands on your belly and breathe. Also, you can do a deeper breath work session. That is so good for your nervous system. Another one is taking cold showers. You can do cold therapy, hot cold therapy. I recommend start with having a hot shower and then the last 30 seconds just standing under the cold water. If you can, working your way up to 1 or 1.5 minutes would be really ideal. That does so many incredible benefits for your body and your nervous system, and also your cardiovascular system. You know, when you put that cold at the end of the heat, it actually pushes all of this blood into your internal organs, and it's so good for you. The next thing is to balance both hemispheres of the brain. This is more of like an emergency situation. So one of the ways you can do that is cross your arms and tap your shoulders. And take deep breaths while you do this. Okay, you can also do it this way, tapping and breathing. You know, there's no special order to this. I'm just kind of making it up. I don't know EFT or anything, but I am trained in body talk. I haven't practiced it in a long time, but just tapping both hemispheres anywhere on your body, you can even press. Okay, but the tapping, especially the alternate tapping, is really helpful to balance. And then there's another trick where you can cross your arms like this. And you just breathe. Okay. Now, any kind of movement is going to be good, any kind of exercise, but especially slow, rhythmic, like yoga, dancing, any kind of slow, stretching, relaxing movement or free movement is going to be really good for relaxing your body and calming your nervous system. Especially for women, getting into the hips, like opening up your hips, twerking, doing anything that like allows you to move and shake your hips is so good to release tension from your body. Another one to consider is the kind of music you listen to. Some music you might not realize, but it is actually quite stressful. So being aware of the music you listen to can help you to relax a lot more, especially if you listen to like binaural beats. There's so many cool, awesome free channels on YouTube where you can find binaural beats for relaxation. I particularly like Magnetic Minds, highly recommend. You can just search that. Another point is about using your voice. So singing, chanting, screaming into a pillow stimulates your vagus nerve, which also connects your head and your heart. And it's so incredibly relaxing and releasing and balances your nervous system. Last but not least, orgasms. Orgasms will clear your chakras, align your energy, and absolutely help you to relax your nervous system. So orgasms, it should be number one, but I like to leave best for last. So all of these things can help you to regulate your nervous system, to stay centered, to heal your body. These are all amazing things. If you did 1, 2, or 3 of these things, you would absolutely benefit from any and all of what I've shared in this video. But if you are getting triggered by something, it might not be that you just need to regulate your nervous system. It might be that you need to learn something about why you are getting triggered. If there's a pattern that keeps coming up, if there's a type of conversation you're having that keeps triggering you, or an emotion that keeps coming up, if you feel reactive or angry or really stuck in something that hasn't been shifting and it keeps coming up, especially during the times when you're feeling exhausted, then I highly recommend that you lean in and listen to what your body is trying to communicate with you. Sure, we have stresses in our day-to-day life, and understanding how to regulate your nervous system is super helpful. All of these tips are super great, make you feel amazing. However, when the body is communicating something like a high amount of stress, especially repeatedly, it's very useful to understand what is going on in your subconscious mind. What is the message your body is telling you, and what is at the root cause of your trigger? So addressing triggers at the subconscious level is exactly what happens inside of our workshops. We have different themes every month, and it's an opportunity for you to dive deep and get a powerful healing in a short period of time so that you can really get to the root cause of what is triggering you, so you don't have to be constantly regulating as often. This is the most common thing, the first thing that is reported by people who do private sessions and come to the workshops, is that there is a piece, and it's almost as if just everything has been wiped clean, like as if the slate has been wiped clean, and there's just this piece that exists where there was triggers before and all these things to manage and a loud noise and all the voices to manage and figure out and all this noise and this stuff. It's just gone. It's just gone. So you can hear yourself and return to your true nature and have a peaceful mind and joyful life. So that's my intention with the workshops. We have different themes every month: relationships, sex, money, direction, self-expression, manifestation, all kinds of topics. So come to thelivingnarrative.com and check them out. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.